Let's go. Let us go. Let us go right now. I'm hype. I'm hype. I'm hype. I know y'all hype with me. Welcome into the Hughes Initiative's weekly Police Academy Police Application Prep. This is week 10, and we are talking field training officers, the FTO period. I know y'all want to get in here. I know y'all been waiting on this. It's a question that has been asked numerous times over the past few weeks, and I said, you know what? Let me get these folks what they're asking for, because this is absolutely a make or break period for a brand new police officer. If you're FTO and you do not get along and they're filling out the daily evaluations and it comes to the conclusion and they give you a poor review, it could really set you back, especially if this is first period FTO or maybe second period. And I know some departments have a third period. In some departments, if you get a third coach, that means that you really struggle through the first two periods, and it may not be likely that the department's going to retain you. I'm just, hey, I'm just saying. You struggle through first period, you struggle through second period FTO, got to get yourself a third coach. Hey, the documentation doesn't lie. So it's very, very, very critical that you not only evolve in this period, but you learn to master it. And you learn to master it with humility. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But you don't go through this entire period thinking that you already know everything. That's not what we want. Welcome to everybody coming in again. Week 10, Police Academy, Police Application Prep with your boy RC. I know we go live every Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TikTok. I'm so glad that you're here. Y'all don't get a button-up shirt RC this week. You get t-shirt RC this week, because we're getting down into really what is a very, very critical part of the police process. Getting in here. I'm looking for, and I don't know where it is. Lord be with me. Give me a second. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go, right here. Here we go. This is coming right from the book. Dominate Your First Year as a Cop. This FTO period is coming right from the book. I'm going to show you it's right from the book. I've dedicated a whole chapter to this. Dominate Your Coaching period. And you know what? In the book, it is the first chapter, because this is where it starts. You screw this up, you're going to have a hard time, right? This is where your reputation also starts to get built as well. How people view you, what they think of you, this is where it starts. Right here during this FTO period. So it's very important. If you're just now joining, again, thank you. Week 10, FTO training, our weekly Police Academy Police Application Prep. So glad that you're joining us. Let's get right into it. Week 10, field training. Stop overthinking. You're making things worse. Y'all know I do this for my anxiety creators, my anxiety sufferers. You're making things worse. It's already challenging enough. You're making it worse. Reese says, I start the academy this Wednesday. Man, I know this journey is going to be brutal, but I'm ready. You are ready. If you made it this far, pause. Stand by. Clap it up for Reese. Clap it up for Reese. You've gone through the process. Reese, send me a DM so that we could talk about how your process was, because you have the information that people need to hear. You've gone through it. You've been through the application process. There's people still afraid to get started, but your experience could be that one that pushes them over the hump and has them take those steps that they need to take. All right? Send me a DM, Reese, so we can talk about it, so I can get you in, get your interview. Man, come on. Congratulations, Reese, for making it to the academy. It's going to be brutal, but you're going to get through it. You got your boy RC here with you. And so let's get going. Stop overthinking. You're making things worse. You're making things worse, guys. You're making it worse. Welcome to class. This week's agenda, you know what it is. Why FTO feels heavy. Why this feels like such a huge weight on your shoulders. The pressure isn't coming from the job. It's coming from misunderstanding the assignment. Not knowing what you're supposed to do during FTO period is where a lot of the pressure comes from. It's a brand new experience. That's okay. That is okay. That's a good thing if you made it that far. The real goal of FTO: watch, learn, retain, repeat. Watch what your coach does, learn from it, retain it, and then repeat it. Don't, don't, please, don't overthink this, please. Early on, observation matters more than performance. That is true. Later, initiative matters more than speed. When I was teaching myself to swim, one of the mindsets that I was given was slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Meaning you don't have to go fast to be fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You have to be fast to do it. All right. And lastly, what success actually looks like: controlled decision making, mastering your traffic stop verbiage, which we're going to talk about that, and patience under pressure. Thank you all for joining me again. Do a little quick reset here. Welcome to the Hughes Initiative's Week 10 weekly Police Academy Police Application Prep. We're talking field training officer, and that's coming right from the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop. Link is in the bio for the book. You don't have to go looking for it. It's actually right there in the TikTok shop. It's in the link too, but it's right there in the TikTok shop. All right? Y'all know how we do this. Y'all know how we do this. And a lot of times, oh Lord, let me slow myself down here. A lot of times we create this anxiety, we create this unnecessary pressure because we do not give the assignment to the Lord. He will make a way for you, right? The Lord will make a way for you. Also, what we find here in Deuteronomy 31:8 is this: the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He's already there in that FTO training period. He's already there. What he's going to do is come and he's going to walk with you hand in hand. He will never leave you nor forsake you. The Lord is the greatest Father in that he may let you stumble. You may fall. But when you look up from the ground, he will be there with a hand reaching out to pick you up. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged by the challenge of whatever the Lord puts in front of you. He's already there. He's going to be with you. He won't leave you. Deuteronomy 31:8, right? Remember that. He's already there. He'll be there with you. He won't leave you. He won't leave you. I guarantee you he won't leave you. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be tough. That's okay. I remember being at the academy, running 3 days a week, and I would be praying the entire time, Lord, please let me get through this run. Lord, please don't let me get hurt. Lord, please protect me, guide me, stay with me, Lord. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you this day full of energy, full of passion, full of desire. Hear our prayers, Lord. Bless us as we go through this weekly live, one of the most important lives that we have had to date, Lord. I ask that you bless and open the hearts and minds of those who are here today. Lord, bless the message. Bless the messenger. Allow the people here today to not only receive the word, but also to apply it as well. Give them the courage to take the necessary steps to fulfill what you have already put in their heart. And let this be a reminder, Lord, that since you put it on their heart, it's already been preordained. It's already going to happen. All they have to do is walk with you, be faithful and obedient, and they will find that success that they are looking for. That applies to me as well, Lord. These things we ask in your precious and holy name, Lord. Amen. Come on, y'all. Welcome in Week 10, Hughes Initiative's Weekly Police Academy Prep. We're talking field training officers. If you're just now in, share the live. Show me some love. Show me some love. So glad to have you here. Let me get a little water. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I get down. All right. Prior to the field training period, if you don't know where to get started, click the link in the bio. Download the free Police Academy Prep 20-day starter plan. Gives you a little overview of what the process is like and how to prepare for each step of the process, whether it be the written exam, the background, the polygraph. Got a little fitness routine in there for you to get started. Got a little fitness routine in there for you to get started. So if you don't know where to start, click the link in the bio, download the free PDF. Let's keep going. This is going to become a weekly thing for us here at the Hughes Initiative during our weekly Police Academy prep, because I want you to frame things this way. Am I shrinking in the face of confrontation? Confrontation is not always a conversation. Sometimes confrontation is a decision. It's a choice. Am I shrinking in the face of something that I want to do, know that I have to do, but am afraid to do it? Are you making yourself small for other people to protect the ego of other people? Are you making yourself small? Are you keeping other people safe to the detriment of your own personal happiness? Are you staying small so you don't make other people mad or jealous, even though when you lay down in your little beds at night and tuck yourself in, you dream about being a police officer? You know you can do it. You're ready to do it. But are you shrinking in the face of what confrontation looks like when other people find out this is what you want to do? Question you got to ask yourself. For the FTO period, shrinking sounds like this. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to screw this up, so I'm not going to get started. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to mess this up. I'll wait until I'm more confident. Confidence, real self-confidence, comes from repetition. It comes from doing the thing that you struggle with over and over again until you get good at it. And then when you get good at it is where the self-confidence comes from. Self-confidence is not built without the work. It didn't bother me, to be honest. I did what I wanted, exactly my mindset when I applied to the United States Secret Service. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, KB. You can't worry about what other people think. This is your life. This is your life. You only get one of them that we know of. You only get one. So you might as well do the things that make you happy, the things that will bring you success, and not be concerned about what other people think. Because guess what? They're going to do exactly what they want to do. This is what adults do. This is how I define adults. Adults do exactly what they want to do, irregardless of how it makes other people feel. You want to get into law enforcement. They want to get an office job. You think they won't cut you off to get that office job? You think they won't say no to your birthday party to get that office job so they can study for the test? They will. They absolutely will. And you should have the same mindset. You have to be Kobe Bryant-like maniacal about getting into law enforcement. It has to be what you eat, sleep, breathe. It has to be as you go through this process, right? You have to take time to study. You have to take time to train. You have to take time to practice the interview questions. That means you have to have the power and the ability to say no to some other things and some other people. It takes what it takes. There's no such thing as hard. That's the mindset I work with. There's no such thing as hard. It's just the work that has to be done to achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve. All right? I don't want to look stupid. Anytime you do something for the first time, it's going to be ugly. And this is what happens during the FTO period. You try to be overly perfect. And that's not what the period's about. Because when you try to be overly perfect, that comes across as being arrogant. This comes right from our ear model where we talk about ego, arrogance, and rage. I don't want to look stupid is the same thing as I don't want to look weak. I don't want to look, and I'm going to show you here, I don't want to look stupid. I don't take the advice. I don't want to look stupid. I don't take the advice. I can't be wrong. Ego, arrogance, rage in its form is I double down and make it worse. I double down on not taking the advice and I make it worse. That's what happens. Coach says something to you. You take offense to it. You don't take the advice, you get a poor evaluation for that day. And those start stacking up. And then you ultimately lose your coach mentally. I'm a field training officer. I have been for, I think, 7 years, probably 8. I am not shy about writing the truth on evaluations. I am not going to protect you because you're my backup. And I love to learn. And so when a new police officer comes in and they already think they know everything, it's really, really hard to coach them. Especially when you're trying different things to get through to them. But their ego is so far out in front and their arrogance level is so high that they just make it worse. What do they say about coaches, especially when it comes to sports? This is where it comes from. When a coach stops talking to you, when a coach stops coaching you, that's when you should be worried. So when you get to your field training period and your coach ain't talking to you and you're asking questions and they're giving you short answers, when they've tried to explain it to you, you should be worried. You should be worried. All right? What FTO really is. Law enforcement, at its core, can be a calling for you. You can get in for whatever reason that you have. You want to make a difference. You want to do it for your kids. It's been a dream of yours. The Lord put it in your heart, fair enough. But understand how the departments are looking at it. Law enforcement is a business. It's a business. And so business decisions have to be made. FTO is risk management. Your coach is risk management. This is not school. This is trust building. The department is deciding whether you can be trusted with the weight of the badge and everything that comes with it. This is their first exposure to you. You could have done great through the application process. Knocked it out of the park on the interview. Clean background. Had a quality polygraph. Best shape of your life. Right? Crushed the test. Can you carry the weight of the badge? That's what they have to find out here. And this is more, again, about humility than anything else. That's what it's about. Why it feels so heavy. We get back into that ego. We talk about that ego mindset. One, because everything is new. That's number one. You've never done this before. Your confidence hasn't caught up to your responsibility yet. And what ends up happening is we put this pressure on ourselves because we want to be perfect. We want to be perfect during this period. This is not the time to try to be perfect. My anxiety suffers, you already know. When you lay down at night before you go to FTO, you're worried about making a mistake. That's what this period is for. Your confidence hasn't caught up to your responsibility yet because this is not the academy. This is the real world. And in law enforcement, the real world is essentially the animal kingdom. Right? We may talk and we may walk upright, but emotion and decision making in critical moments, high pressure moments, is what defines what we do as law enforcement. A person who you don't know will send you home in a box for their freedom every day, all day, twice on Sunday. This is not a game. It was never a game. It wasn't a game at the academy, but you were in a controlled environment. So you can make the mistakes and there would be no true consequences. This is not this. This is not it. This is the real world. This is the animal kingdom. Freedom is at stake. Someone's freedom is on the line. That's what this is. This is why the department is evaluating you, because they're giving you the ability to take away the greatest right that you have as an American citizen, which is to walk about freely throughout this entire country unimpeded. Unless a police officer makes the decision and sees fit that it is right to take away your freedom. No birthdays, no Christmas, no Hanukkah, no Kwanzaa, none of that stuff. We put you in jail. That's why this is such an important period, right? Two things I always talk about. Number one, the ability to restrict an American citizens' movement, which is their freedom. And the second thing, which is bigger and more important in light of recent events, is the ability to take someone's life when you deem it fit. That's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. That's another level of pressure. But again, putting on the extra pressure of trying to be perfect is where you will get yourself in trouble. Carson says, I'm a university police officer. Joining a real department seems impossible. Nothing is impossible, Carson. You just have to keep going. Right? Like, understand, Carson, it may take you a year, 2 years, 3 years. The question is, how bad do you want it? And what are you willing to do and to sacrifice to achieve that goal? Right? Like, as you go through these things, and maybe you've been rejected, I don't know, rejections with no answer, call and ask. Join the Hughes Initiative Academy on the school platform. The link is in the bio for that. And have your mindset shifted about how you go about these things. Right? The way you may be doing it may not be the way that they like it. So if you need guidance, that's where it's at. Link is in the bio for the Hughes Initiative Academy. All right? Get out of your head. Right, like that's going to be one of the themes of this field training officer weekly live, this live. You're adding pressure no one asked for. Overthinking kills learning. I interviewed a young man, call it 2 months ago. And what he told me, and I had spoken at his academy, what he told me was when he was going through his field training period, he was so nervous. He was so nervous. He overthought it. He had extra pressure on him. The weight was almost insurmountable. And he kept making mistakes, which we'll talk about here in a minute. He kept making mistakes because he kept overthinking it. Again, you are supposed to make mistakes here. You're supposed to make mistakes here. If you're just now joining, welcome to the Hughes Initiative's weekly live for police applicants, the Police Academy. This is week 10. We're talking field training officer. This information is coming right from the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop. Link is in the TikTok shop, actually. The book is in the TikTok shop. It's the first chapter inside the book. You want to get it so that you can stop overthinking. Because I will guide you. I will guide you through this entire process. Eric says, thoughts on starting with a PD at 36. What's the cutoff age? That's what you need to be worried about. What's the cutoff age? And at 36, it ain't too late to start. I wouldn't ever tell you it's too late to start. Nope. Get yourself in shape. Start with the Hughes Initiative Academy, hosted on the school platform. The link is in the bio. Get caught up. Get that English, get that reading, get that grammar, get that math. Get refreshed with it. Get prepared to answer these interview questions. Get your background together. Get ready for the polygraph. Get ready for the psych. Get ready for the PT. And hit it. I didn't get into law enforcement in my 20s. I did not. I would not tell you that it's too late. Whatever their cutoff is, that's what you need to be concerned about. All right? Most FTO failures come from mental overload, not lack of ability. You're capable. You went to the academy. You've been trained. You know what to do. You just overthink it. Right? You just put so much pressure on yourself that you absolutely just spaz out. I know what that's like. You just absolutely spaz out every time. Right? As soon as you and your field training officer pull a car over, your heart starts beating super fast. That's normal. But your mindset is not appropriate. It's wrong. You have to take the information that you get, learn it, retain it, repeat it. All right? What you get from your coach. Early period, we're talking now. When your very first coach, stop trying to perform. That's not what that's for. The first coaching period, the evaluation period, is the period where you are to watch your coach handle these calls. Watch your coach handle these calls. It's an observation period, all right? They expect you to make mistakes. I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you that. Please listen to me. They expect you to screw it up. They're watching how you take the constructive criticism. And here we are at this point of the live, which I told you about earlier, constructive criticism. This is where we talk about ego. This is where we talk about arrogance. This is where we talk about rage. If you have not ever had to experience constructive criticism, then you're going to struggle. Your coach is supposed to be critical of you during this period. If you get offended easily, and you know yourself better than I could ever know you, if you get offended easily from someone saying, hey, you did this wrong, you're going to struggle. If you continue to get offended easily, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle through this stuff. Again, if you've never been chastised, and your coach is going to chastise you, the idea that they're going to be soft with you and gentle with you, that's not a thing. You might get a coach like that, but more than likely you will not get a coach like that. Your coach is about, again, evaluating, risk management. This is the business. Again, because this is the real world now. This is not the academy. And it's not whatever you think it is. What you learned at the academy is great, maybe tactically. But when you get out onto the street, it's a brand new ballgame. You should come in every day open to receive the information and to receive the education and the training and the teaching that your coaches are going to give you. Every day you have to come in with the mindset, I'm ready to learn something new. As opposed to the mindset that I already know what to do after 2 days of field training. Nearly 11 years in, I still learn something new every day. And I love it. It's one of the reasons I'm still in law enforcement, because I get to learn something new. When I went to the police academy, I went in with the mindset that I'm going to be able to sit in somebody's classroom and learn something that I didn't know before. That was one of the biggest motivating factors. Outside of, getting in great shape and having a great career, it was the education. That's what did it for me. Come in, walk in the door, ready to receive the information. Receive the criticism. Embrace it. Talk about it. Thank your coach for actually caring enough about you to educate you. That's what you have to do. All right, because the real goal of FTO, outside of risk management, watch, learn, retain, repeat it. That's the assignment. Early period, watch your coach. Learn what they do. Take it in, retain it, keep it, and then repeat it. Pattern recognition and repetition build safe officers, not creativity. This is where true self-confidence comes from. Doing the things over and over again in a quality way. You're not going to do them perfect, right? You might go to 2 calls. It might be the same call. You're not going to do it perfect. That's okay. But can you get through it with your coach without making major mistakes? Because that's what's going to get you in trouble. You want to watch your coach and take notes. Take notes. Take notes. Ask questions. This is the time to be asking questions. This is the time to be taking notes when you get back in the car. Because a good coach is going to walk you through a call, handle the call, come back, and ask you questions. This is a part of the evaluation process. Are you able to retain the information? There's going to be little nuances to every situation. No 2 calls are the same. They just aren't. They never will be. A lot of calls may be similar, but no 2 calls are the same. This is when you want to take that time on your own and learn to master this stuff. Getting into law enforcement at 58, never too late. It's not. Why? Why would it be too late? It's never too late. And I'm telling you right now, I just had this conversation with a detective. Now is the best time, the perfect time to get into law enforcement. Competition is light. Money is good. Money is good. And it's like the world, it's like college football right now. The best departments are hiring the best candidates. Your state police agencies, that's the route I would go. That's the route I would go. They take in more people at once. Your large city agencies, your big cities, they take in more people. And the opportunity to go to a different department, a smaller department, is always there. And I say go to your larger departments first because you're going to get very, very, very high level training from them at their academies. You're going to go through their process. You're going to already have been vetted. In today's world, law enforcement departments are accepting more lateral transfers than they ever have. I mean, think about it. You go to the highest law enforcement agency in your state or wherever you are, get that high level of training, the highest level of training, right? They have standards that other departments may not have. You get that, you do it for a couple years, you say, hey, I want to do something different. I want to be closer to the action, which is not a real thing. I want to be closer to the action, whatever it may be. Or I want to be closer to home, or I want a slower pace. And then when you apply somewhere else, they look at it and say, well, it's like having a master's degree and applying for a job that requires no degree or a bachelor's. You're already overqualified. Take my advice for it. But I live in this world, all right? The FTO is not your friend. They're your evaluator. Again, risk management, coaching. You're professional first, friendly as you get towards, right? And they will naturally become more friendlier as you move through the process because you guys are going to spend a lot of time together. I mean, every day in the car with somebody, this is where you have the conversations about life, how you view things. And also this, though. I wrote the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop, because the possibility exists that you might not get a great FTO or 2 FTOs. So this is not necessarily your backup. This is how you start. You start here with this before you get into that FTO period. So you're aware that that may be the case. You could get a bad FTO. You could get 2 bad FTOs, to be completely honest, or 3. That experience really shapes what happens with a lot of police officers. And you have to be able at times to overcome that to continue to be a good police officer and don't turn into that Eddie Brock / Venom police officer that we talk about inside of my program, the EAR model. There's no reason to be bitter in year 2. You really just got onto this job. So your FTO is not your friend. They're responsible for your actions, and that changes everything. As an FTO, I can tell you, when I first started coaching, it hit me. The Lord protects babies and fools. I have one with me in the car. I have to keep them alive. So that means I have to train them in essence to keep themselves alive. This is how we do it. Really, 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 really like black and white. Again, field training is not necessarily a place for creativity. I need to know that you're going to do what I trained you to do when we do come into a situation where it's high risk. Not for you to try to go off and do your own thing, because that's not how it works inside of law enforcement. We all have to work together as one body, one unit. It can't be we all set up the perimeter, but you think to go to the high ground. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody asked you to do that, right? So professional first, friendly later. This is real now. It's real. Silence is not neutral. One of the biggest things that you can do to help your FTO coach you better is to talk about the way you process information. When I work with companies, the first thing I ask them when they say, hey, RC, can you come and can you speak? Can you bring the EAR motto? Can you talk to our Academy cadets? I ask them, give me the vision. What does it look like for you so that I can help you through this process? What does it look like? How do you see this thing playing out? This is what you need to be doing in your FTO period. Coaches are able to adapt to the way that you think in an effort to help you learn the way that you learn. You might get some coaches that say, this is just the way I'm going to do it, but a good coach is going to adapt their training, their education to how you learn. So it's very important that you talk about how you learn and talk about how you think. FTOs need to hear your decision-making process in order to coach you. If I ask you a question and you give me a short answer, because yesterday I had to criticize the way you handled yourself on a call, then it's not going to go well. And understand, I'm already a police officer. You're trying to get into law enforcement and stay here. I'm already here. At the end of the day, I coach you, I love you, but it's ultimately up to you to be able to adapt your thinking and your emotions and manage those and regulate those to continue on this process. And I can tell you now, departments are getting stricter with who gets through and who doesn't, because it goes back to that business mindset. You show yourself to be a liability during field training, that means you're going to be a bigger liability when you're on your own, when you're by yourself with no supervision. Liabilities cost money. And police departments in today's world are paying out tens and hundreds and millions of dollars in lawsuits for police officers who don't get it. Police officers who didn't listen during their field training, who walk right into layup lawsuits with individuals who are not necessarily even looking for it, but you open the door for them to look for a lawsuit because you don't get it. So as police departments say, you just, you didn't cut it for us. That's telling you something. You need to be more open, more humble to the education. Again, mistakes. Now here's the other side of making mistakes. Mistakes are expected. Repeating them is not. This is when you have to go home and process the experiences that you have during the field training officer period. You make a mistake once, okay, we expect that. But it's the repeated mistakes, the same mistakes, that are going to get you bounced out. Especially those that are critical and can cause the loss of life. Those are the mistakes that have to be avoided at all cost. You can make a mistake one time, fair enough. But when your coach has told you about it and you do it a second time and you do it a third time, that means you're not paying attention. That means you're not receiving the information. That means you don't care to receive the information. There's pressure involved with the field training officer period, fair enough. But there also has to be a high level of retention. I would suggest that you write down the mistakes you made, go home, think about what you're going to do differently, ask your coach what you're going to do differently, get that constructive criticism, that feedback that you need, and move forward. Mistakes should lead to not repeating them, which ultimately lands at retention. You're retaining the information that your coach is giving you. All right. Your attitude is being scored. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In the car with your coach, your attitude is being scored. You have not arrived. You're not there yet. You just got here. So the attitude that you are this super great police officer because you got through a couple calls with your coach, maybe in second coaching period, you got through a couple calls, you think you've mastered it, you have not mastered it. Ask any police officer I've ever worked with in my first 3 years at my first place. There wasn't a cop in that building that I didn't ask 3 to 5 questions of individually. Hey, after I got done with coaching, I always went back to my coach, but when I got on my own, hey, how would you handle this? Or why did you do this? Or what was the reason for the traffic stop? And then how did you go further? Teach me. I used to make police officers get in the car with me. Show me how you go out and do this work that you do. Show me what you look for. Because I wanted to learn. You should have the same mindset. Some admins don't mind an FTO's recommendation not to keep a trainee. Exactly. That's where it's coming from. To retain or to release during field training. You get a bunch of ones in your evaluation, a bunch of not goods in your evaluation. The door is here. Please, the door. Go somewhere else and be a liability because we don't have the time, the money, the energy to have to explain your tomfoolery to the public. Dealing with a young police officer at a very prestigious department where I live. And I told him, you're the problem. You have to look in the mirror and realize you're the problem. The things that you are doing do not fit what this department does on a regular basis. No one else is having these issues. No one else is making these decisions. This is you. You're not accepting the fact that you are causing these issues. There's a level of accountability that is required to be really good at this job. And this is where always keeping an open mind about learning comes from. Humility beats talent during FTO. Being humble enough and remaining humble even throughout your entire career to know that there's still more to learn. If you're just now joining, thank you for joining the Hughes Initiative's weekly Police Academy Police Application Process Prep. This is week 10. We're talking field training officer period, coming right from the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop, available in the TikTok shop. Get your copy on it. First chapter of the book, Dominate Your Field Training Officer period. So glad that you got here. That Euro, though, just got done with my polygraph 15 minutes ago, and this comes through my FYP crazy timing. No, it's not. The Lord brought you here for a reason. The Lord put me here at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday on TikTok, and the Lord brought you here today. Congratulations, that Euro, though. Getting to the polygraph. Congratulations. Big ups to you, because I know there's a couple steps you had to go through, a couple hurdles you had to jump through to get to this point. I'm proud of you. If nobody else tells you that, I'm proud of you for getting to this point. You say, Hector, trainees need to come in. No, nothing's going to be handed to them. Everything needs to be earned. Right. There's no participation awards here in law enforcement. And this transcends this industry, other industries as well. There's no participation awards here. You earn everything. You earn the respect of your coach, the respect of your coworkers, the respect of your administration, most importantly, the respect of your people that you are sworn to police. You earn that every day by going out and being fair, firm, and consistent. That's how you earn it. They're not just going to give you the job. You could have gone through the academy. You could have gone through the police application process, been to the academy, did great, come to FTO period. You're going to earn it. You're going to earn it every day. And I say this, sometimes it's easy, meaning some days are easy and some days you earn it. Those days that you earn it are the reason that you get paid what you get paid, that you have the uniform, that you have the badge, that you have all of this authority. Because there will be days that you have to earn it. And you show up every day willing to earn it, because every day is not going to be easy. Humility beats talent during FTO. I don't care how talented you are. I care, are you humble enough to be educated continuously throughout your law enforcement career? All right? Your coach is your shortcut. Dominate Your First Year as a Cop is your guide. Your coach is your second guide. Ask lots of questions. Ask lots of questions. This is the time. I still miss my coach. My coaches. Two of the best police officers I've ever been around. I still miss them on calls. And I've been doing this a decade. I ran my coaches into the ground with questions. I just turn in the car and just look at them as they drive and just ask question after question after question after question. Because I realized that once this period is over, it's not going to be the same. And I know some people are glad to get off a coach. I really wasn't. I wish that I could have kept my coach. It's one of the reasons why I worked midnights and rode with a partner for so many years. I like having that second point of view with me to bounce ideas off, to learn from. This is what your coach is for. They're going to answer the question. This is also how you learn to get to know people. Right? Because silence, like we talked about earlier, can be misconstrued as arrogance. ACO 55, I applied and passed my test. How do I get to that background? How do I go to get that background check? First of all, Abe, congratulations. Congratulations. Now, what do you mean? How do I go to get that background check? The departments are going to do the background check, is my understanding. That's how it works. But let me know what you mean in the comments. Explain a little further for us so that we can help you out. Oh, here's a big one. Here's the big one. This is one that's going to require you to to do things on your own time. This is going to require extra work. When I say that Kobe Bryant level of maniacism, you need to be maniacal in this way when it comes to traffic stops being automatic. The verbiage matters. Hesitation here signals lack of repetition. Ain't that what I just said to y'all? You have to go home and practice at home how you use that radio. Because in a critical moment, when a car now takes off from you and you're involved in the pursuit, the last thing you want to be slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You'll learn to speak faster on the radio. You'll learn to speak faster on the radio. But you have to get it, right? So we're talking about with the radio, we're talking about you calling back to the station, your location, the vehicle with the registration and the color. How many are inside? If you can master those 6 things, you'll be good. Your car number, calling back, or your badge number, calling back to the station. Location, vehicle description, registration, car color, make and model, car color. How many inside? You have to practice this. You have to practice this on your own. I'm telling you, because this is one of the greatest challenges that new police officers have, is using that radio. Because when everything's going and you got so many things to think about, you have to be able to pick that radio up and convey the information so that people know where you are and can come help you in knowing what to look for. Right? I've been in more pursuits than I really care to. There's no joy in them for me. But one of the things I always grade myself on is how good am I with conveying all that information I talked about, and then locations, speeds, directions, all of that stuff. You want to be calm with it, right? Because if you're excited on the radio, that means you're going to have other people who are excited. The other officers coming to help you are going to be super amped up because you're super amped up. Take a deep breath. You've practiced. You need to practice. Don't pick up the radio until you're ready. Don't pick it up until you're ready, and then give the information. But again, you have to practice this on your own, and your coach is going to be grading you on it. When I first started, my first coach was like, oh, because I could not get it. It's a different animal when you pick up that radio and have to say something. It's a totally different animal. It's a totally different animal. It's different when you're by yourself, and it's different when your coach is watching you. Take a deep breath, convey the important information in a timely manner, not take up radio time from others. Hector, exactly. That comes with repetition. Again, you don't get faster by not running. You get faster by running. You don't get stronger by not doing push-ups and lifting weights and squatting. You get stronger by doing that stuff. You have to commit yourself to this process of becoming a great police officer. And that process is going to require a lot of humility. A ton of humility. It's going to require it. If you're just now joining us, welcome in to our weekly Police Academy prep for the Academy, for our applicants, for the process. This is week 10. We're talking field training period, information coming right from the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop, available in the TikTok shop. Go get your copy now. First chapter in the book, field training. You have to take it serious. Nobody else is going to take it more serious than you. You have to take it serious. All right? Traffic stops test safety, confidence, and policy all at once. 20 million traffic stops a year is what we do as law enforcement in this country. 20 million. And you also, and I put this in the book as well, you cannot be afraid to stop cars. Where do you think you're getting the reps from? There's only so many mental reps you can take. You have to stop cars. Again, are you shrinking in the face of confrontation? The confrontation being actually making a traffic stop and getting out and talking to people. Right? Like you can go through the entire process in the academy, maybe being quiet, just going through. But when you get out here with the field training officer or on your own, you have to do these things. They're going to send you to calls. They're going to send you to arrest. That was something that was told to me early in my career when I was panicking about not arresting people to the level that everybody else was arresting them. You're going to get sent to these things, but these traffic stops, this is 100% you on you. And this is where that animal kingdom part of it comes in, because this is where fear, which is not of the Lord, this is where fear comes in. You can see it. You can see a good car. Tasty. But if you are afraid because of who the driver is or what the car looks like, you don't stop it, you never know. Right? And then traffic stops become more complex. Can you keep yourself safe? Do you have the confidence to get through the traffic stop? And do you know your policy? And do you know your constitutional laws? What you can and cannot do? What your department says is good and what is not? My first traffic stop, and I wrote it I wrote it right here in the book. I was so nervous. On my own. This is my first traffic stop on my own. I was so nervous. I saw a car. I saw the inspection admission. I saw it clear. It was like 9 of 14 or something like that. Oh, that's out. Flipped around, got behind it, pulled it over. Y'all, I was so nervous. My hands were shaking. My voice was trembling when I hit that radio to call that traffic stop out. Got out, went up to the car, stammered through it, got the license. I didn't even tell them the reason, which in this state I don't have to, but I didn't even tell them the reason. Got the information, went back to the car. I didn't even cite the people. I was just so nervous that I just ran the license, came back up, gave them the license back, and they pulled off. And I got back in the car. When I got back in, I laughed. Because I was so nervous. And it was completely unnecessary. This is what we talked about in the very beginning. That extra pressure that I put on myself to be perfect. Not every traffic stop is going to be perfect. But you have to do these things in order to get better. You're not going to get any better by avoiding it, shrinking in the face of confrontation. Hector says, be ready for and ask for constructive criticism. If your FTO is not critiquing you, he or she is doing you a disservice. Correct. What we talked about earlier. When your coach stops talking to you, that means that you have given them the impression that you know everything. All right? Strive to be a pro at everything, but most of all, officer safety. Yes, officer safety is key. Traffic stops test safety, officer safety. Again, animal kingdom. You don't know. This is why it makes law enforcement the world's most dangerous job. You don't know the mindset of the person that you have just pulled over. From Vietnam, they said even the other side gets a vote. It may be your intention to write somebody a citation. It may be your intention to arrest this person for whatever the case may be. It could also be their intention to do you harm and to not get arrested and have their freedom taken from them. This is what makes law enforcement the world's most dangerous job, because you have zero control over what a person is thinking or how they will respond. I created the Hughes Initiative in part to replace emotion with education, because when people are truly afraid because they have been influenced by social media or by family, when it comes to interactions with law enforcement, fight or flight. Fight or flight. These are the options they got, right? Fight, flight, or freeze. You might have someone who freezes, but when you're pulling over cars in specific neighborhoods and people have specific mindsets, fight or flight. Officer safety. You got to keep yourself safe. I said it before. Somebody has no problem sending you home in a box. You're a stranger. You might be in uniform. You might have a police car. You might have a firearm, badge, all this good stuff. You're a stranger. And they know they have firearms in the car. They know they have warrants. They know they got narcotics. They've been to jail twice. They know if they get arrested this time, they're going to jail for 3-4 years. And it could be something very simple, like their mindset they're thinking is, oh, I want to go to this party tomorrow night. I'm not going to jail. I'm going to take this police officer's life and run. That's real life. Unfortunately, there are police officers who have lost their life at the hands of people who really had such a small mindset. It was one thing that they wanted to do or did not give up, that they took a police officer's life and ran. Something simple, some type of tomfoolery, something trivial. You lose your life out here like that. So officer safety is huge. It's huge. Patience is on display. Control beats speed. Calm decision making matters. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Right? You want to get to that. You want to get to that smooth part. That's the part you want to get to. You can't rush this process. You cannot rush this process. This, just like anything else, it's just like anything else. But as people, what do? We block out the ugly part of the process and only live in and focus on where we are now, that we've come a year, 2-3 years later down the road, and we've got to that smooth part. Never forget where you came from. That shows a high level of emotional intelligence and humility. When I first started doing these lives, they were not pretty. I'm telling you right now. You can go back and watch them inside the Hughes Initiative Academy, hosted on the school platform. Link is in the bio. They were not that great. In fact, I shrank in the face of confrontation. The confrontation was going live and doing these things. You're not going to be great to start. That's okay. Remember where you came from. Remember the challenges you had to overcome. Remember that you had to fall in love with the process to be good. How you handle frustration predicts how you'll handle force later. Yes. How you handle the frustration of not knowing what to do, of doing it the wrong way the first time. How you handle that will predict how you do things later on. If you can't be criticized, if you can't be told you were wrong, if you can't accept the fact that you're not going to do it right, you're going to struggle, because every day is a new day with new experiences. Again, the eagerness and willingness to learn is what matters. Initiative comes later, not early. The Lord protects babies and fools. I said that before. As a coach, that's how I look at things. I have both in one person in my car. I do not need you. I don't need you trying to freelance. I don't need you trying to freelance. I need you to be tactically sound at all times, prepared, ready to talk, ready to handle conflict, ready to respond to it, ready to respond to adversity as well. The way I taught you is the way I need you to operate. When you get out on your own and you're done with the field training and you want to do things a little differently, fine. Take the lessons that I've taught you and build on them. But while we are together, this is a test of patience. Can you do things the way that someone has taught you over and over and over again without you trying to do your own thing? Because this is what coaches are looking at too. Towards the end of your coaching periods, and that's usually second coaching period, we want to see you take the lead on some of these calls. You're going to make your coach extremely happy if you take the lead and handle the call the way they showed you. You don't know enough. First of all, it's okay, but you don't know enough to be freelancing. You don't know enough yet. In fact, I try not to freelance as much myself, because you never know how someone's going to respond to what you say or what you request of them or what you do. Right? A known pattern, a foundation, is better than just, again, freelancing and just not having any consistency. A known pattern, a foundation, how your coach shows you how to handle traffic stops. Right? Because ultimately you have to think about this part too, and this is very important, and it gets lost at times. When you first start, your field of vision is going to be this big. It's going to be this big. You're going to be focused in, like on traffic stops, you're going to be focused in on that car. That's it. Everything outside here, you're going to miss. It's over the course of time, when you've done the same thing over and over, that your field of vision starts to get wider. Because there's a level of comfort that comes from doing the same thing over and over again. It's just like raising children in a sense. You have to give them a solid foundation where they know that they are safe. And then they will start to grow upward and outward once they know they are rooted in good soil. Quality tactics, quality verbiage, quality traffic stop verbiage at the time. This is what you have to do, but you have to do the same things over and over again to get that field of vision to widen. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be this tight. It's going to be this tight. And you could be looking right at something. It's called inattentional blindness. You could be looking right at something, looking right at that car and never see that passenger door pop open. Because you haven't done it enough. But when you take what your coach gives you and you lean on it and learn from it, then you can start to put your own little piece to it, your own little mix in it. But that's then, right? I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all read that. Let me gather myself. Y'all read that. Let me gather myself. Read that and let me gather myself. Confidence comes from repetition. You cannot generate confidence into something new without actually doing it. That's called a false sense of self-confidence. That's where ego comes from. That's also what arrogance is. I ain't never swam a day in my life, but I'm going to jump in this river and swim across with this current. Although I've never swam with a current before, I'm going to jump in this river and swim across with this current. That's what false self-confidence says. This looks easy. This looks very easy. Anyone who has ever mastered something and is humble will tell you, this ain't where I started. This ain't where I started. Boring done well beats flashy done poorly every time. I just had a conversation about exercise with a police officer who was in marvelous shape. And he says, when I go to the gym, people come up to me, they ask me, well, what's the secret? What's the secret? And he says the same thing. I'm here on a regular basis. My diet is the same. What I eat, super boring. Nothing flashy, protein, vegetables, little rice, water, every day. Every day. It's the consistency of doing the same thing over and over again that gets you the body that you're looking for. No special workout can overcome a bad diet. But consistent is boring. But ultimately, again, getting better at being a police officer, it's boring. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You're not trying something special on your second traffic stop. You get 100 traffic stops and doing the same thing. This is what departments are looking for. Someone who's going to handle the calls and the traffic stops the way that they were trained by a high quality trainer. So they don't have to worry about you freelancing, doing something crazy. They don't want to have to worry about that. Consistency builds trust. Your supervisors can go to sleep at night knowing you and some other people are consistent police officers. You have built the confidence through the reps. They trust your decision making. This is what you want to get to. Because ultimately, again, like I just said, trust builds independence. Your supervisors don't have to worry about you. They don't have to check on you. They don't have to supervise you all the time. You come off a coach and your coach say, hey, this guy, this girl squared away. Like, I trust them on their own at this point. Evaluation, check, pass through, get out on your own. Don't immediately get out on your own and start to do crazy things. Right? Do what you've been trained to do. It will come with time, but you have to be patient. Field training is the make or break period for new police officers. But when you try to be perfect, expect yourself not to make mistakes, struggle with constructive criticism, forget that it's a process, try to create your own foundation as opposed to the one that was given to you, don't have your copy of Dominate Your First Year as a Cop, you're setting yourself up for a bad time. Let's look at our FTO period checklist. So I created this for you. Your first day, and I wrote it in the book. Get your copy now. A link is in the bio. It's also in the TikTok shop. Before your shift, show up early. I don't care. It's an hour early. Show up early. Uniform, clean and pressed. Right? You're making first impressions with people who don't know you. So all they can go off of what you look like. You come out looking like a slug, week 2, you look like you don't care. All right, so they're not going to be super helpful in that way. They're not going to want to help you if you don't show up like you're ready to work. Your boots shine if that's the standard. If the standard is for your boots to be shine them things. All right, your gear ready to go. Once your coach teaches you how to log in to your computers, when your coach show up, all they should have to do is throw their stuff in the car and get ready to go. That's all they should have to do. They shouldn't have to do anything else. You should have the car logged in. You should have a radio for them. You should have a body cam for them. Unless they got to sign in themselves, you should be in that car ready to go. Ready to go out and do some work. During your shift, during your FTO period, take notes. Mental notes, also write them down on how your coach handles the calls. Take notes. Pay attention to the language they use. Pick up some of their sayings. You can build on them later, but pick them up because that familiarity with that saying is what's going to get you to the next step in that call. Stay tactically sound. Officer safety. Right, this has to be at the forefront of your mind. I prefer you be sound tactically than you try to inject yourself into the call. Be tactically safe. Have my 6. Ask questions about the calls and the process, the field training officer process. Again, asking questions of the person who is available to you. I'm here for you. I ain't going nowhere. But I'm not the one grading you. Your coach is. So this is where you have to ask the questions. All right? It's a big one here. It's a big one. This training is like, this field officer training period is super all-encompassing. There's a lot you have to learn. This is why I say write this stuff down. Learn landmarks and remember names. Learning landmarks is key because when you get your own zone and you're not from that area, and even if you are from that area, you're never going to go to as many streets on your own as you will when you're a police officer. They're going to send you to streets that you never heard of before. And it's going to require you to get there from different areas. So remember landmarks. Hey, this coffee shop is right here at the corner of 17th and Main. All right, so this is a landmark for me. I know from here it takes me 10 minutes to get over here. Or I know there's 3 streets up from 17th and Main are this, and this. Because this is what your coach is going to be looking for, especially in that second period. Because this is usually the period where you're doing the driving. And if you have a good police department, they're going to send a lot of calls your way so you can get the reps. You have to know how to get from place to place. I get it. You may have GPS. That's not the way I learned, but I understand that's the world we live in today. But it's best for you to know how to get to these places without the use of GPS, because what you don't want is to be trying to put something in as you're driving, being distracted unnecessarily. The computer is enough, right? The computer and the radio is enough. Now we get into trying to type in addresses and what. It's best to learn your patrol area. Go get lost. Go get lost in your zones. Go get lost in other people's zones and work your way back. right? Make that area become really small. That's what I've done here where I work. I've made it become really small because I've taken a lot of calls in a lot of different places. After your shift, at home, learn the police alphabet, especially if you're still using it. Learn the 10 codes, especially if they're still using it. You have to practice. Get you some flashcards, write them down, rewrite them, practice in your car on the way to work, on the way home. Learn the police alphabet. I did a video, I think a year ago, 2 years ago, about our police alphabet. You need to learn it. Practice your standardized field sobriety testings too. I put that in the book. The first, Lord help me, the first time I did standardized field sobriety testing, again, outside the academy, it's a different ball game. You are now on the stage. You're now on the stage. And I was with my second coach when I did it the first time. But I was ill prepared for the firefighters, the tow truck operators, the people that came out their house to see what was going on at 1 a.m. And it's just you and that person that you have to put through standardized field sobriety testing. And if you haven't practiced, all of that stuff plays a factor into what you remember. And attorneys will eat you up if you don't use the correct language that it's been given from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration on conducting standardized field sobriety testing. You have to practice at home. It's okay. Go in the basement while your family's upstairs. Take 15 minutes. Run through them 3 or 4 times a day. Do them on your family members, right? So that when you get out there, again, having that foundation, having that confidence to get through them, and knowing that you don't have to think about it when you're doing it. That's how you open up your field of vision. Because if you're focused on making sure you say the right things, you're not going to be aware of the other things that are going on around you. But again, that comes from repetition and practice. That's where that true self-confidence comes from. All right? Write down 2 questions for every shift to ask your coach. You can litter me with questions. I don't care. That's what I'm here for. But write down 2 questions. This shows your coach that you're really paying attention and that you truly do care about becoming a police officer, a good police officer, a quality police officer. Write down 2 questions. All right, listen, that's what I got for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our weekly Police Academy Police Application Process Live. This was week 10. We talked about field training officers. Again, inside the book, Dominate Your First Year as a Cop, first chapter, field training officer, period, how to dominate it. The book is available in the TikTok shop. Go get your copy today. Now, this is where we are. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. We meet here. So meet me here next week. I appreciate everyone who has shown up this week. I appreciate every question that was asked, every response that was given. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Do not shrink in the face of confrontation, whatever it may be. Start to build the reps, build the habit of overcoming those things that you are challenged by emotionally, mentally, physically, so that you can build true self-confidence. I will see you all next week. Again, have a great weekend.